What's your English listening level? Take this interesting test to find out. This test consists of 30 questions divided into 6 parts, which will measure your English listening comprehension. The first 10 questions are for A1 and A2 learners at the elementary level. The next 10 questions are for B1 and B2 learners or intermediate and upper intermediate levels. The last 10 questions are for C1 and C2 learners or advanced level. How to interpret your score. After completing each section of the test, stop the video and count the number of mistakes in that section. If you make more than 3 mistakes in each section, it means your level is probably a bit lower. For example, if you make 4 mistakes in the advanced section, that means your level is probably B2, which is upper intermediate. Even if you're not an advanced English learner yet, we think you should go through the end of the test to improve your English listening. Before we get started, grab a pen and a piece of paper or find a way to keep track of your score. After taking the test, don't forget to share your score in the comments below. Are you ready? Let's get started. Part 1. Listen to someone booking a table in a restaurant and be ready to answer the questions.
Hello, Geno's.
Hi. Can I book a table for tomorrow night, please?
How many people is it for?
4.
And what time would you like?
About 8:30 maybe?
Let's see. We're pretty busy tomorrow, so I can do 7:30 or 9.
Oh, okay. Then 7:30, please.
What name is it?
Jamie.
J-A.
M-I-E.
Okay, so that's a table for 4 at 7:30 tomorrow evening.
Great. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Hello, Geno's.
Hi. I called earlier to book a table for 4 and I was wondering if I could make it for 6 instead?
What name was it?
It's Jamie.
Table for 4 at 7:30. So you want to change it to 6 o'clock?
No, sorry. Can I make it for 6 people?
Oh, I see. Sorry. That shouldn't be a problem. I can move you to a bigger table, but it will be nearer the kitchen. Is that okay?
No problem. Is it possible to change the time as well? Make it a little bit later?
Yeah, we can. Is 8 okay for you?
Perfect, thanks.
Lovely. See you tomorrow, then.
Thanks, bye.
Thanks.
Part 2. Listen to a morning briefing and be ready to answer the true or false questions.
Hi everyone. I know you're all busy, so I'll keep this briefing quick. I have some important information about a change in the management team. As you already know, our head of department, James Watson, is leaving his position at the end of this week. His replacement is starting at the end of the next month. In the meantime, we'll continue with our projects as usual. I have 2 more quick points. Firstly, there will be some improvements made to the staff car park next month for a few weeks. It will be closed during that time. Don't worry, we found a solution. We can use the local church car park until our own one is ready. If you arrive before 8:30 a.m., please use our small car park on Brown Street, and if you arrive after that, you should go directly to the church car park. It's only a 5-minute walk away. But they need it in the evenings, so you have to leave before 6 p.m. Sorry about that. I know how much you all love working late. The other thing I wanted to tell you about is that the canteen has now introduced a cashless payment system. So, you can't use cash for payments anymore. You can pay directly with your smartphone, or you can pay using your company ID card. The total amount put on your company ID card comes from your salary at the end of each month.
Part 3. Listen to a conversation at a chemist's and be ready to complete the sentences. Hello, can I help?
Yes, my wife sent me here. I need something for a sore throat, and I can't stop coughing. It really hurts.
Do you have a headache too?
Not really, no.
Well, we have this syrup. And these lozenges.
Which is better?
They're both good. The syrup is more expensive.
Oh, well. I'll take the lozenges then. How many do I take?
Just one.
Sorry, I'm sorry. How often should I take it?
Just one every 4 to 6 hours. Take it before meal times. Are you allergic to any medicine?
No.
Then you'll be fine with this.
Can I get some antibiotics too?
I'm afraid you need a prescription for that.
Ah.
You know, you should really see a doctor if that cough continues.
Thanks. I know.
Anything else?
No, thanks.
That'll be $7.49 then, please. Part 4. Listen to the film reviews and be ready to answer the true or false questions.
Obviously, this is the sequel to Fun in the City, which is a film I didn't like, so it's fair to say my expectations were low, so you could say I wasn't disappointed, as it met my expectations. It was awful. It was so awful. I'd rather not spend any more time on it by talking about it. But that wouldn't be a film review, and I think I owe you all a review to save you wasting your money going to see it. So, it starts with this big wedding scene, and I won't go into why, but the whole scene is just there so they can make this one joke. It's not even a funny joke. It's just terrible. It's got nothing to do with the rest of the film. Anyway, it starts there. Then, instead of the characters and the plot staying in New York where the original film was set, one of them wins a ticket to India and decides to take all her friends. It's what directors do when they've run out of ideas. Let's take our characters on tour. Anyway, they gossip, cry, and shop, and they repeat this until the end. No real people would ever act like this. I didn't have any sympathy for their problems or even care what happened to them. Don't go and see it. You'll only encourage them to make another sequel. The world doesn't need 3 of these films. Please save your money and go and see the other big film this week, Twilight Mirror. So, if you're a fan of the book it's based on, you're probably as excited as I was about this. For everyone else, this is a film fans have been waiting 10 years to see. I have to confess, I was a bit nervous. I'd seen the posters and they didn't look right. I didn't love them at all. And I wasn't sure about the actors they cast either, so I went in not sure what to expect. But I loved it. One thing I liked about it was the pace. They went backwards and forwards between the real world and the computer world, and it worked well. The special effects brought the computer world to life, and I totally believed in it. But more than that, I felt emotionally connected to the story and the characters. The whole film worked on so many levels. It reminded me of going to the cinema as a child. How much fun that was. I can't recommend it enough.
Part 5. Listen to a conversation about birthday parties between 3 friends and be ready to complete the sentences.
The Big Four. Oh, Charles.
Oh, it's your 40th.
Are you planning a party?
Nah, I never celebrate birthdays. I don't see why this one should be any different.
Why not?
First, you know me. I can't be bothered with the hassle. It's my birthday, but I'm supposed to do all the hard work. Contacting people, finding a venue, organising food, worrying who will show up. No thanks.
Ah, someone's angling for a surprise party, eh, Dora?
Marco, stop! Even worse, having to pretend to be delighted. 50 people just sprang up in your living room when you thought you were coming home to put your feet up. Probably having a heart attack at the shock.
Note to self, never organize a surprise party. Okay then.
You've got to do something, though, Charles. It's your 40th.
Why? What's so great about getting old?
Still being here to have your birthday?
Yeah, aging is better than the alternative, as they say.
Yeah, and it's true. So why not celebrate?
You guys can have parties for your 40th if you like. I just don't go in for that kind of self-indulgent attention seeking.
Wow, that's a bit harsh. I had a huge bash for my 30th, and you came and enjoyed yourself, if I recall. Are you trying to say I was just doing it for attention?
Not exactly. But, well, at least a small part of you must have been.
Remind me not to invite you to my 40th then, so you won't have to put up with my huge ego while I feed you and provide free drinks all night because I thought we were friends.
I mean, not all attention seeking is bad. It's just not my style is all.
Whereas it is mine.
Anyway,
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. You said celebrating birthdays is self-indulgent and…
guys. Who knew birthdays were such a touchy subject? Speaking of which, I have to sort out my 9-year-old's party the weekend after next.
Now, that's a party I'd love to organize.
Really? It's a nightmare. It's not like when we were kids. Now you have to take them all rock climbing or hire a makeup artist to come and teach them how to look like a zombie or a film star. And there'd be trouble if someone else in school had the same kind of party and your kid got accused of copying. That fear you said about no one turning up? It's a million times worse when you're scared your kid is going to have no one turn up.
Is there that much pressure?
Yeah, it's crazy. Last year I got it right with a cinema trip. Simple, but always a winner. But we can't do the same thing again, apparently. It says it in my official laws for 9-year-olds book.
That's a pity. I've got so many fond memories of birthday parties as a kid. Party food and games and watching cartoons until your parents arrived.
Trust me, your parents were stressing out.
At the risk of restarting the argument, when do you think you stopped enjoying birthdays then?
I don't know really. Somewhere around moving away from home and getting a job and being a grown-up. I don't mean birthdays are immature. I mean, it takes a while to make new friends. And so birthdays just become more low-key. And it's drinks with a couple of friends or dinner or something. And I just got out of the habit, I guess. Maybe I just need to have a kid-style party like we used to have. Play musical chairs and eat pineapple and cheese on sticks and all that.
Very retro. I bet people would love that.
Yeah, they would. Well, I would anyway. And maybe it'll catch on with my kids and it'll start a new party trend.
You've got me thinking. It's not a terrible idea. Maybe I will have a party this year.
Part 6. Listen to the business podcast about innovation and be ready to answer the true or false questions.
Welcome to today's business podcast. The focus of this podcast is to think about innovation and why it's important, and also to look at different types and stages of innovation. By the end of it, you will hopefully have a better grasp of the topic of innovation and be able to better understand and drive innovation in both your working and personal lives. So, Why is innovation important? Well, simply put, without innovation, progress would be difficult, and organizations and societies would stagnate. Innovation drives us forward, forces us to compete in the business world, leads to better products and services, and solves problems new and existing. From a business point of view, it's also necessary for survival. 4 key types of innovation are incremental, disruptive, architectural, and radical. Incremental innovation involves innovating in increments or small stages, step by step. It focuses on existing markets and technologies and aims to make improvements and design changes to existing products and services. Disruptive innovation aims to bring new ideas, like technology or processes, to existing markets. In that sense, the innovations will disrupt the market and the companies currently serving that market. The first touchscreen smartphones disrupted the mobile phone industry because up to then, mobile phones had buttons and keypads. Architectural innovation involves taking successful ideas from one market or industry and applying them to a new or different market. This often happens when people think of other unconventional uses of existing technology. A good example of this can be seen in vacuum company Dyson's entry into the hand dryer and hairdryer market. Their advanced airflow technology from their vacuum cleaners was applied in reverse to machines that blow out air. In the case of these examples, it's personal hairdryers and hand dryers in public toilets. Finally, we come to radical innovation. This is where a completely new idea is created for a market that doesn't exist yet. It's often what we think of when we think of innovation, and it often swallows up existing markets. For example, the birth and growth of digital and downloadable music has practically led to the death of music CDs and even DVDs. Similarly, film and TV streaming services may lead to the demise of traditional TV within a few short years. Moving on from types of innovation, let's have a quick look at 5 key stages of innovation. The first stage is idea generation. This is where you think of the initial idea and develop it into a more detailed proposal or plan. The next stage is support. You need to check if you can get support for it, for example from senior leaders or stakeholders in your company. If you're innovating in your personal life, the support you might need could be from friends or family. Do they think it's a good idea and do they believe it would work? The third step is to experiment and test out the idea. This could mean creating a sample or a prototype of it if it's a product, or if it's a service, you could test out a basic version of it. The fourth step is evaluation. You need to assess how successful your experiments were and what chances of larger success your idea will have. Finally, you then need to implement your idea. That's the 5th stage. So, there you have it. We've looked at 4 key types of innovation: incremental, disruptive, architectural, and radical, and also 5 stages of successful innovation. First, idea generation. Then get support. Next, experiment and test out the idea. The 4th stage is evaluation, and finally, implementation. Thanks for your attention.
Well done for making it all the way through. Keep in mind that we have only tested your listening comprehension, and this test doesn't define your overall English level. Don't forget to write down your score in the comments below. If this is the first time you're watching our video, we highly recommend you take our listening tests designed for all levels to improve your English listening. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe because more valuable content is on the way. See you in our upcoming videos.